Hey, this is Matt Gallimore with United Country Blue Ridge Land and Auction. I'm excited today to tell you about an auction that's coming up. This auction ends on Thursday, April 20th at 4 p.m. It's an online auction that can be found at vaauctionpro.com. We're also doing a preview on Saturday, April 8th at 10 a.m. The property I'm standing on is on Weddle Creek Road. It's just outside the town of Floyd. The address is actually 194 Weddle Creek Road, Floyd, Virginia. 5-minute drive from town. 215 acres, a lot of it's open. It has 1.3, the property in its entirety has 1.3 miles of river frontage on West Fork of Little River. Just a beautiful, beautiful property. It has everything. It's got great views, open land. It's got a bunch of springs, Spring Branch. It's got a two-story farmhouse on it. So perfect recreational property, or if you wanted to do some farming, it's set up for that as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually take you on a tour of the property. We're going to start with each offering. We're offering this in 6 tracts, 6 offerings. So we're going to show you each offering as we go through. We're going to start with number 1, obviously, but number 1 is actually the one I'm standing on now. And you can see some open fields through here. I'm actually standing right up against West Fork, Little River. You know, there are parts of West Fork that have trout in it. You know, it's just a nice little creek, beautiful creek, good for recreation and just checking it out. So again, if you need more details on the auction, go to vaauctionpro.com and stay tuned for the rest of the tour. Okay, so I'm standing on tract number 1. This is a 25.439 acre tract, and it sits right down here on the river. The house is on this property as well, and the address is 194 Weddle Creek Road. We're just a couple minutes outside of town. But this section right here has over 2,000 feet of river frontage on West Fork of Little River. And you can see this whole bottom section of this property is probably, you know, 10 or 12 acres. Then you have the house, and then you have another, you know, 10 acres, which is all a portion of the 25 acres up above with nice views. There's also a 2-bay garage over next to the house. And then the house has 4 bedrooms and 1 bath, and it's 1,900 square feet. The house was built in 1890. So, you know, this is offering number 1. We're going to get you some footage of that so you can check it out. Nice, beautiful property right here, right off of Laurel Branch Road. Here's the farmhouse. It was built in 1890. 4 bedrooms, 1 bath. There's also a 2-bay little garage over next to it. The camper does not go with the property. The camper is not for sale. So the house is about 1,900 square feet, 4 bedroom and a bath, has a spring and a septic system. You can see the locations on the spring and septic system online. You can just pull up the survey and they actually locate that on there. So I thought that kind of walk around and, you know, get a look of it. It's got a tin roof, has your wood siding there. Of course, it's probably been remodeled and updated over the years since it was built. You know, the 1890 date that I got, it comes off a public record from the tax cards in Floyd. That's actually in your bidder packet as well. When you buy a property at auction, you are buying them as is, where is, any and all faults. So we're going to let you take a look at it just with the video here, and you can check it out with the pictures. You need to make your own mind up about it. But on April 8th, which is the preview date, we'll have it to where, you know, the goal is to have it where you can actually come in the house, check it out, and see what you think. This is your there's a little spring over here. And those are located on the surveys as well. All right, well, let's go to the upper section of the property over up here behind the house. We're standing on the field kind of that's overlooking offering number 1. We're still on offering number 1, but I really think the views up here are beautiful. You know, if somebody ever wanted to build a house up on this portion of the property. So, you know, it's all of this part, and then it goes back all the way back to that tree line. You can see it all the way up there. So, real pretty property up through here. Nice property. We're at the top of offering number 3, which is a total of 53.657 acres. This is a field that's at the very top, you know, opposite side of the river. So nice spot up here, open area, got some really nice views. Check the going out that way. So really good views. Then when you go down to the bottom of the property, you have the river down there. So it's got a little bit of everything. So 53 acres, tract number 3. This is the top portion of tract number 2, which is 29 acres, 29.1845 acres, tract number 2. So we're at the top with a lot of the awesome building spots, and you can see Drew just really let them see this view here. And then it's everything that you see going down and off to the right too, is part of the property. Let's get in here and kind of drive, and so the folks can really see this property, because this is one of my favorite spots on it. So we're actually right behind us is offering number 3, or tract number 3, and then we're driving on to number 2. So if you can imagine a building spot up here, building a house up here, just really great Blue Ridge Mountain views. So we're at the back, going back down towards the main section, or the main road, going through and going back towards the river. And it's a beautiful day up here in Floyd, Virginia. This is one of my favorite parts of the job, getting out and looking at the properties and videoing them. Drew always does a nice job for us. Never wants to drive. So that all down there is part of this too. And that's actually, we'll start going into offering number 3 over there. Tract number 2, offering number 2 is 29.1845 acres. And right in front of me is the West Fork of Little River, and that's 402 feet of frontage on the river here. This property in behind me, the land, open land, I estimate it to be about 3.5 acres. This section is part of offering number 2, and then that hillside back there. But the creek is really pretty right here, and again, you got about 400 feet of frontage right through here. And every one of the 6 tracts that we're offering all have river frontage. This is actually where we're crossing on to tract number 3, and Daryl's one of the realtors that work with our company, and he's kind of getting out here and clearing off some of these little briars and stuff along the road that goes along everything. So trying to get it cleaned up so everybody can get through the property good when they come down here and look at it. So again, then right here, we're getting ready to go on tract number 3, which tract number 3 is 53.657 acres. Tract number 3, the 53 acre tract, I'm actually standing on the river frontage on tract number 3. It has over 2,000 feet of river frontage, and I picked out my favorite spot on the river. It's a little bend in the river here. Really nice, beautiful right here. So when you come out to look at the property, make sure you stop at this section right here at the bend. And you know, I'd like to get a shot going right down through there, Drew, but that's awesome. All right, so we're sitting down by the river, tract number 3. Here's another nice spot along the river, and we're on the actual road. It's a 50, we'll get some footage going down through here, but it's a 50-foot right-of-way that accesses all of these tracts. and the 50-foot right-of-way just runs right along the river, and you can kind of see on the survey and the aerial maps how it goes. But it'll be the prerogative of whoever buys the property on what they want to do with the road. Right now it's just a road bed, grass trail, and I guess it depends on if somebody wanted to just have it like a hunting property or a recreation property. Maybe they leave it like it is, or if they build a house, maybe they want to put some gravel down or fix it up. But it'll be up to them, and you can kind of see where we've been clearing it out a little bit, cutting some of the briars back. So, and when you come down here to look at this property, a good way to look at it is just to walk it. I walked the entire property a couple weeks ago, and I really enjoyed it. But this is tract number 4. It's 25.881 acres. So we kind of came up through the trail into this property, loops back into it. And this is about a 3-acre portion of, the bottom part of this tract number 4 that's open. And it actually has 3 springs running in this, and those are located on the survey. The property goes on up behind me, and you can see it's got some wooded section in behind. There's a well on this property as well, up at the top. This is tract number 4, 25.881 acres, and this one has a little over 900 feet of river frontage. I'm still on tract number 4, but I think it's important to talk about this. Tract number 5 and number 6 have 50-foot right-of-way access, but there's actually not a road that's actually built. There's a trail cut through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to track myself through my mapping application on my phone, and I'm going to put the signs up where each one of those tracks start. So whoever ends up buying this has the right-of-way and the ability to put a road in. It'd just be up to them to do it after they buy it. So that's what we're going to do now. We're just here at the beginning of the property, and we're going to walk through this walking trail and put the signs up so that when people come here, they'll know that they'll have to park here and then walk in. So this is how you'll get to tract number 5 and number 6.